You're back with the crossover with Marlon Jones and Armon Williams.
All right, welcome back to the crossover with Marlon and Armon, KDOS 1060. Subscribe and follow us on our social media accounts on both our YouTube and Facebook pages at the crossover 1060. Once again, that's at the crossover 1060, youtube.com/at the crossover 1060, and facebook.com/the crossover 1060. I will never say that. I feel like remember Eddie Murphy from Coming to America? you a lie. You ain't never met no Martin Luther the King. The King. So yeah, again, that's facebook.com/the crossover 1060. All right. All right, we were just on the other night. I peeped out this Facebook comment that I thought was the stupidest and most out of touch with reality comment that I've read in some time, and I wanted to share it with you and have you chime in on it. I sent it to your text. I texted it to you. I took like a screenshot of it and sent it to you. And I'm going to go ahead and share it with you guys because I just wanted to. I felt compelled to have to go ahead and jump in on this. I normally wouldn't do this. We're going to see how this goes, man. If this goes well, who knows? I might be jumping on a whole lot of people's stupid texts. But this one just it just stuck in my craw. I'm going to give you the full text. All right, this guy, and this was Arizona Sports Fanatics, which is it's a really good site. It's a popular site, so I'm giving them a plug. Y'all need to hook me up with something. All right, this is a guy named Paul David Kanu, or Kanu. This is what he wrote. This is what this idiot wrote. He said, "Phoenix, in my opinion, is a baseball town." Said the Suns basketball, even they were the first professional. See, first of all, this dude can't spell worth a damn. He said the Suns, even they were the first professional sports team, are now second. Don't much care about the Cards or Coyotes. What the hell are you talking about? I had to. First of all, I responded to this dude. This was my response. I said, you're kidding, right? That even with the sudden success of the Diamondbacks or the D-backs, the buzz around town is still overwhelmingly about the Suns. Even the Cardinals generate more buzz than the D-backs, and they've sold out. By the way, they've sold out every Cardinals game since they relocated to Glendale. That was back in 2006. So it's been a minute since the Cardinals have been out there in State Farm Stadium there in Glendale. They've sold out every single home game since they moved out to that facility.
Right.
And then I went on to say the D-backs can win their second World Series title. They can win their second World Series title, and they'd still be third on the totem pole.
Yeah.
All right. I said most of these fans are bandwagon, fair-weather, coattail riders. Trust me, if the D-backs don't win the World Series, the buzz will die the next day. And I mean that. I'm going 10 toes down.
How do you really
feel?
feel? I'm going
10 toes down on that. And I'm sorry, Valley sports fans, but y'all some fair-weather fans. Y'all some fair-weather coattail riding fans. And
They know
it.
They know it. They know it. Every game prior to the playoffs tells you, with the exception of the Suns games,
right,
and the Cardinal games.
Yeah.
You know, you rarely see an empty arena when the Suns play, and you never see an empty Cardinals stadium.
No, you never see an empty Cardinals stadium. The Suns, when the Suns are relevant, even when the Suns aren't relevant, they're still drawing about 15,000. They seat right about like 18, 19,000, 18 and a half. They'll still get about 15,000. D-backs, some of those series, they're lucky to get like a couple thousand, man.
The Suns came in second place in 1993 against Michael Jordan. They still had a parade.
They had a parade, exactly.
They
had 100,000.
Over
what was it?
100. It was more than that.
Yeah, it was probably. What was it? It was at least 100,000.
The entire city showed up.
Yeah.
For coming in second.
For coming in second place in June. In 100-degree heat. The fans came out, like over 100,000 people went to downtown Phoenix to celebrate the Suns finishing second up, runner-up to the Chicago Bulls, to Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and those Bulls. And when the Cardinals, put it this way, the Diamondbacks, when they won the World Series in 2001, they celebrated. They had a celebration in Bank One Ballpark, now Chase Field. They had roughly about 50,000 people that showed up to that celebration after they had beat the New York Yankees and probably the most watched televised World Series up to that point, off of 9/11.
The prime Yankees, too. The Yankees were really,
absolutely.
they were still in dynasty mode at that point.
You're talking 50,000
Derek
versus
Jeter.
yes. Derek Jeter, you talking with
Rivera.
Was A-Rod on that squad?
Bernie Williams.
Did A-Rod was on the squad yet? Or was he still with the Texas Rangers?
No, he wasn't with that. Not in 01.
Okay.
Yeah, they had Brocious at third.
Yes, they had Brocious, Manny Rivera, Manny Williams. I'm sorry, Bernie Williams. Yeah.
But anyway, we digress. We digress.
Exactly.
Continue.
50,000 people showed up to Bank One Ballpark to celebrate the Diamondbacks when they won the World Series, when they beat the mighty Yankees. That was a Yankees team that won like 116 games or something like that, something ridiculous. Regular season wins. 50,000 people showed up versus over 100 and something, maybe 200,000 people that showed up downtown Phoenix in June for the Suns finishing the runner-ups. Okay, just got from the producers that the Suns parade was 300,000. So I apologize. I'm off by about a couple 100,000, about 100. I'm off by about 50 to a couple 100%. So about 300,000 people showed up to watch the Suns parade for finishing second place versus about 50,000.
Yeah.
The Diamondbacks won the World Series. Don't tell me that this is a baseball town. It's not close.
Well, that dude must have literally. First of all, he's not a native.
No.
Second of all, he must have just moved into the valley within the last decade.
Week? No, probably within the last week. Within the last 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, but it's always, we even talked about it on our show that this is a Suns town first.
It's absolutely Suns town.
It's always been a Suns town.
And we mentioned that I mentioned that the Cardinals have sold out every single game since they moved to Glendale in 2006. Remember when the Cardinals went to the Super Bowl and they finished they lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers, a couple seconds left in the game, less than 30 seconds to go in the game when Ben Roethlisberger hit San Antonio Holmes in the back of the end zone. They had a celebration at at the airport. They had about 15, 20,000 people showed up to that. About 15, 20,000 people showed up for that. And this is a team that sold out every single stinking game since they moved to Glendale.
And it's football.
Yes, and it's football. and Phoenix has been clamoring, the fan base has been clamoring to be a football town. But it's still second fiddle. It's distant second fiddle to the Phoenix Suns.
It's always going to be a Suns town. Jerry Colangelo put his imprint that's going to be here forever.
Yes.
And as we mentioned on the show, it's the first sports franchise Phoenix had. A lot of history with the franchise, good and bad, and it's always going to be a Suns town. I mean, nothing's going to change. Nothing. Diamondbacks are on the verge of potentially winning their second World Series, and it's still going to be a Suns town.
And the ratings, I'm sorry to say, it doesn't matter to me if I want the Diamondbacks to win, but the ratings are going to be bad. The ratings are just going to be they're going to be what they are.
Well, nobody outside of Dallas and Phoenix want to watch the Rangers and Diamondbacks play. Well, we know this, but
to sit here and say that the baseball, it's a baseball town, get out of here. This is not St. Louis.
Now, if the Suns were in the NBA Finals, people would watch because you got Durant, you got Booker.
Everybody would watch. Yeah, absolutely. Depending on who they played, if they played the Milwaukee Bucks, Chicago, and the Milwaukee Bucks or the Boston Celtics,
right?
The rating's going to be through the roof,
right?
And the Suns have appeal beyond Phoenix, like you said. Even going back to Charles Barkley, Kevin Johnson, those guys, they've had appeal at least since the late '80s, early '90s, nationwide. So it is what it is.
And they have appeal now because they have a top 10 of all-time player in Kevin Durant, and they have a top 10 player, the best two guard right now in Booker.
Right.
So it's a Suns town. Period.
End of story, man. All right. Coming up, we're going to go ahead and put a bow on this show. You're tuned into The Crossover, KDUS 1060. Don't go nowhere.